We dug deep.
But old glass is really heavy, and the piece is just huge. Like, look in comparison to our refrigerator, which is not tiny. They said it's 7.5 feet tall, but, or I don't know.
Yeah, I think it is 7.5. I'll stand up next to it so you can see.
Oh my gosh. So for today's Waste Not Wednesday, sorry, I'm still in kind of awe of how giant this thing is. For today's Waste Not Wednesday, we are going to be transforming this hutch that we purchased for $100, which obviously isn't free or super cheap, but for what it is,
I feel like it's super cheap.
I would have paid $400 or $500 in its existing condition because it's amazing. It reminds me of something that you would see in an old like kitchen. It was definitely a built-in, I can tell by the baseboard on it, or like in a mercantile, and it's got some amazing hardware. We're actually going to be using it in our closet upstairs. We had a smaller hutch that looked a little dwarf, so I think this one is going to fill the space better and look more farmhousey.
We're going to make it a built-in again because I'm going to build the rest of the closet out around this hutch.
This situation. It's kind of funny though because
I
was looking.
Okay, now you can go.
I was looking everywhere trying to find like a farmhouse style master closet, and everything's so modern, like everything on Pinterest. I couldn't find anything, and back 100 years ago they didn't have giant walk-in closets. So this is going to be my interpretation of if I had been around 100 years ago and I did have a walk-in closet, what it might have looked like.
I think this honestly was probably in a kitchen or like a dining room to hold the china or something like that.
I was wondering where my water bottle is. I am out of
Alright, hang on, bear with me while I get all this tape off.
It's my fault. I was at the shop talking to the girls.
Well, and it's huge. And as tough as I am, I could not lift this alone.
It's Caitlin's birthday.
Happy birthday, Caitlin!
Mariah is on here moderating so Caitlin can eat waffles, although I don't doubt that Caitlin won't pop on and say hi.
You know what? I discovered Waffle Love sells their dough.
We knew that. Remember the year that I bought it for Christmas?
I never remember that.
Yeah, it was the year that I bought Waffle Love dough for Christmas. And then we had that fancy table setting, and we had waffles for Christmas.
Well, they
breakfast.
sent me an ad randomly the other day, and I'm like, ooh, I need to get in on that. All right, so this has a broken window. Let me get you close so you guys can see before we start painting this, because this is, hang on. Sorry, guys.
So it has all original beadboard in the back. I believe the hardware is original. I'm actually going to take it off because I'm going to soak it in a crock pot, and that'll get off all the old paint situation. I guess we could probably just leave the screw in on that one.
Yeah, that would probably be fine.
This where the glass is broken, we will take it out and replace it with hardware cloth. We're gonna have to take out the little ledge too.
These shelves are notched individually. I don't know if that'll come out. This one feels permanent, and then it probably had some adjustable. Oh, the board adjusts down here. So
That's how you pull it out.
You adjust the board, and then you can change your shelf height.
Back in the day, that's how they made adjustable shelving. So this is before the peg situation or during it. I don't know exactly.
Someone spray painted it at one point.
Somebody wrote a measurement on here, 40 by 53. Probably someone like my dad who writes measurements on here.
I write measurements all over my workbench.
You can show the back, which I feel like is equally as impressive as the front. It's all beadboard. We have this missing piece. Original beadboard is like totally my jam. It's one of the reasons we bought this house, because the porch has original beadboard. And people have asked me if we're going to replace that. I was like, are you kidding? You do not replace original beadboard. You live it, and you love it.
So this is getting a fresh coat of milk paint. Believe it or not, I've scrubbed this twice. So we'll see. We might have to scrub it more. There's some heavy. I think it lived in a garage for a long time.
Or a shop.
Oh.
Where we bought it from was more like a shop. Let me pull up comments here. Why is my phone so slow today? Sorry, guys.
Okay, let's get to mixing some milk paint. Do you need a container to do that in?
I do, and look, is this not the cutest thing? I need a, oh, there it is. So I always say, I need a little whisk for my milk paint because I don't want to use my expensive whisk. And I found these by one of my wholesalers, and they're on the website at jamirayvintage.com. They are $3.95, and they are the perfect size for mixing up milk paint, and they're not super expensive, so I don't feel bad if I get milk paint all in them. And they come in a bunch of different colors, and we did not list the colors individually, so you just get, whatever color they pick when they ship it to you. But they're really cute. And we just added them. I think they're in the Milk Paint collection. If Mariah can go to JamiRayVintage.com, she can link you to this. And then the color that we're using today is Olive, which I chose because one of the original colors was kind of olivey, so I thought that this would just kind of freshen it up and kind of pay homage to the original color that they painted it. So, Olive, and I haven't used it in a while. It's a really great vintagey green. Seb, do you have...
I got you some warm water right here.
Okay, we need a screwdriver while I mix up the paint.
Oh, gotta pull all those off. Okay, I'm gonna give you 2 of these so I can be painting.
All right, so the best thing is to use an immersion blender, right? But I can never find mine, and I don't always have it handy. So a whisk is the second best. This is way better than using a fork, which is what I have been doing.
What happens is we wash it, and then the base gets away from the top, and who knows?
So I actually want to paint the inside white, so we need to pull out all the shelves, and I'll let you be in charge of that while I start painting the base. I don't think we're gonna get this whole thing painted while we're live, because it's ginormous. Zeb says he wiped it down, but I don't think he wiped down the top, because that's dusty. So I'm gonna mix the paint up, and then I will wipe it down some more, because it's pretty crusty.
I had to go run and get my screwdriver.
We need a washcloth, Zeb, because this is still dusty.
Oh yeah,
I don't think you wiped the top down.
So I didn't wipe the top down as well because it had all that tape on it.
Okay. Little baby screwdriver. Do we need to get like a baggie? Actually, just put them in there for right now.
Yeah.
Where's the knob? I'm always losing hardware.
That's a good question.
That is a good question. Let's go over here. So I forgot to say this at the beginning of the video, but if you're new here and you like DIYs and junk and farmhouse decorating videos, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button and subscribe and the bell. And if you have been missing notifications for our videos, make sure your bell is clicked. And I think you can choose like all notifications.
Yeah.
That way you don't miss a video, because they don't want to notify you every time unless you actually want to know that we're live. Maybe you don't want to know, I don't know. Oh, I should have, oh, Fred. I was not mixing up the correct way. Now there's like a big old ball of paint in my whisk. I've made gravy. You think I can mix milk paint? I got a olive finger. That's why I usually mix it up off camera.
So the bottom with this big slider down on the bottom, I'm actually pretty excited about that. A lot of times you get like 2 drawers or like a big door on the bottom, and these sliding doors are actually super nice because a lot of times they warp when they're this old, when the door is that big, but the sliders kept them nice and straight.
Nice. We like when things aren't warped. Eliza's like, I gave Eliza the old Hutch that we were going to put in our closet, and
It has
she's
a
like,
warped door.
Mom, this door doesn't open very good. I was like, welcome to old furniture. It's charming. And she asked if we could replace the original hardware. I was like, no. I'll paint it white. That's my concession. That's all you get.
You know, for an 11-year-old, she's got a lot of opinions.
She has a lot
on
of
her room.
opinions. Yeah, we were trying to buy her a ceiling fan, and she wanted all these ceiling fans. I was like, listen, like I give you a certain amount of choice, but at the end of the day, it's my house, my money.
They were all super modern.
It's like my house, my money.
The ones that she wanted.
I'm trying to let my girls pick their stuff a little bit, but also help them, because sometimes they think that they want something, but they don't really know how it's going to go together. And then I've had them tell me many times, oh, you were right about that. I'm like, you think? I've decorated a few things. Okay, I think this is pretty well mixed. You're gonna need more water because I stole some of your water. So you want it to be like a melted milkshake consistency. And if you use an immersion blender, it makes sure that you don't have chunks. But like I said, I have no idea where mine is. I should probably just order one on Amazon.
It should be like our heat guns. We'll have like 5 or 6.
Yeah, or I could find a wholesaler for them and we could retail them, and then I'd always have one.
Oh, there you go.
All right. I'm going to check comments in a minute.
So if you do a lot of like antique or old furniture, a tiny little screwdriver like this is super handy, because a lot of times these are thinner than most of your standard slotted screwdrivers come. So if you get a little one, you can get right in there. And even if they have paint, you can kind of gouge that out with these little screwdrivers. It works really well.
You know what? I feel like I'm going to need some Bond because this is really slick. So milk paint naturally chips. Oh, olive is a color that is exclusive to Sweet Pickin', so you cannot get it in Farmhouse finishes. If you add Bond to your paint, it will make it chip less. And I have no clue what's on this thing, so I am not going to hold my breath that it's not going to chip.
We don't know what's underneath. We've given it a couple good scrubs. We could probably scrub it all day. And so I told Jamie, I'm like, just go for it. Just get in there and paint it.
I'm going to just give it.
I feel like you added you got a pretty watery mix there.
No, it's not watery.
Okay, it's thick?
It's thick. Do you see how it's like the way I'm mixing it? All right. I mean, it's not like super thick. All right. Everybody's saying hi to Mariah. Mariah says she needs some pie in her life.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Is this piece going to be in the farmhouse?
Yeah, this one's staying with us.
This is going in our master closet. I'm taking my shoes off.
It'll fill up a lot of the wall on the master closet. And Jamie almost couldn't get this up here with me. We had to lay it on flat and then stand it up and then turn it around the right way.
It's not that I'm not strong, it's that I'm not big. So sometimes
She was
I
on
have
her
to remind him,
tiptoes
like,
trying to
I'm
get it
little,
up here.
I cannot see where I'm going.
So I might wait till Harrington can come over. This might actually live in the living room for her.
Sounds like, where are we painting this? And I'm
In the
like,
dining room
in
here
the
for
living room.
a little while.
What the heck is going on with my situation?
Maybe eventually we'll get the garage cleaned out enough where we can paint in there, but I don't have a heater set up yet,
It's
so
cold. I'm
we'll
not
just
painting
paint
it.
right here.
That's fine. So why do you think I left all this space here? All right, it's for projects. You thought it was a foyer, but it's really just a paint hall.
All right.
All right, got my apron on. I've been trying not to ruin my clothes. I realized after the farmhouse.
But now you're gonna ruin that awesome apron.
I'm just gonna add some charm to it.
If you don't use them, what's the point, right?
Yep, I'm getting a brush. I don't know why you pulled those brushes out of the fabric softener.
I didn't know how long ago you put them in.
Just,
I was like, oh, I'll wash these while I wait.
yeah. So in case you guys don't know, if you ruin brushes, fabric softener works wonderful.
All right,
You know what
brush for me?
Yep, but you're gonna have to make your own paint. You need more water.
Oh, okay.
I realized, I need these to come off. Or
Oh,
can I paint
those
this
ones
first?
did. You're gonna soak those? I thought you'd just paint these.
No, these are the ones I hate the most. They got like spray paint on them. What was I saying?
I don't know. You're talking about paint.
Oh, I used.
You do have paint on that though, so don't maybe don't paint your face.
There's not paint on it. Oh, yeah, I do. You're right. I realized that the French soap we carry washes brushes.
Oh, nice.
So if you buy the French soap from JRB Home, it works wonders on brushes and it smells good. So let me poke that down because we're really working first. So the lady was going to take this to the dump, which I'm surprised that she wanted $100 for something she was going to take to the dump, but I'm okay with it because I feel like it was still a good price. Milk paint is way thinner than DIY paint, so be careful that you don't make it drip. You can make it thick, but then you gotta be careful that it doesn't get too thin. Because after it sits for a while, it gets thicker.
All right, when you switch spots, I'll come over there and...
Okay, I need you to paint the inside.
Oh, am I painting that?
Yeah, I want it painted white, but you're gonna have to hit it with, you gotta take all the shelves out.
Yeah.
And we need to hit it with some Salvation solution. I think we have some. In the cupboard.
I think I'll just wipe it. The inside's a lot cleaner. It's just dusty.
Okay. We will see.
We will see.
We'll take bets. I'll bet you a foot rub that you're gonna get bleed through.
I think I'll leave these spacers in.
I think maybe you don't care that it's gonna get bleed through. They can't see you, so I moved it down so they can see me, but they can watch you for a minute.
You moved it down really far. There we go. Now you can get both.
Oh, thanks, Mariah. She just linked the soap. I don't know why I never thought to use it before, but it works for quite a few things. It's quad milled, so it's really clean, and it really works well with paintbrushes. So if you're using that soap anyways, because you like the way it smells, you can use it to wash your brushes.
So I'm just going to be careful around this window that's broken, and we'll hardware cloth that. I don't have the hardware cloth here. It's still over at the other garage, so.
This hutch is 2 pieces, so it will fit through the closet door. That is the only way. And I bought it, I made the point of asking, like, that comes apart, right?
Yeah, because it would be way too tall to go through the doors.
Yeah, there's no way.
I mean, right now as it is, I have an 8-foot reach, and unless I stretch, I can't reach over the top of this.
So if you're painting with milk paint and you still have chunks in it, like I do,
Don't stand up.
because I got tired of whisking, they sand right off. And I like it because sometimes they make it a little chippy. But if you want like super smooth paint, you really do need to get an immersion blender, because that's the only way to get super smooth paint.
Are you going to leave the shelves different? Are you going to paint those olive?
Sure, we can paint white, whatever. I never even thought about that. I was just going to paint the inside white so it looks nice and clean. This thing needs like an exorcism or something. It's seen better days. You can't be afraid of bugs, germs, dirt, rat poop when you're working with old
So
stuff.
that's what it looks like with the shelves out.
Yeah, the slats inside are amazing. And I did love the other cabinet we had, but it was just not big enough. But it's actually perfect for Eliza's room. So when we do Eliza's room, you'll get to see that other hutch that I bought for $100, recreated as a media/storage cabinet in her room. Because Eliza's the only one that didn't get a plug put in the middle of her wall. So we needed something to put her TV on, and it fits perfectly inside that other hutch because it's not huge.
Well, their TV's already set up and in there.
Deb, we need to take, where'd you put that screwdriver? I've got to take this other.
I told you that once you're ready, scooch over and I'll pull it out.
Oh, okay. Well, I do know how to wield a screwdriver.
It's okay, I can get it real quick.
Contrary to popular belief. Oh, I really didn't whisk this great.
Just a little bit of dust from over the years.
It's like extra texture. It's funny because some people will be like, that's so gross, I could never handle that. But then they see it all finished and cleaned up and they're like, oh, that's awesome. Part of like the grossness is what also makes it awesome. Seems like an oxymoron, but I promise you it's true. We also picked up from the same lady a 1940s refrigerator that still works. All right, I gotta stir this up a little more.
So this particular cabinet has like a metal liner.
I'm using the Smooth Talker paintbrush by DIY. It is synthetic. I think it works pretty good. I like it. I like the handle. I don't know if you guys know, but we bought out our stencil brush brand. And so we're currently looking for a new manufacturer to make our stencil brushes. So we've been working on that, and that's kind of fun. And Zeb's been working on decoupage paper, and we're slowly but surely knocking out our 2021 goals. Shouldn't you clean it before you paint it? We did wipe it down.
I am cleaning it.
The bottom was wiped down. That was clean.
Yeah, the bottom, that was clean. I wiped that down
I mean,
like 2-3 times.
Cleanish. I guess we could have.
Well,
we could have taken it to the car wash.
I was gonna say, to really get this clean, we probably need to use some sort of like cleaner on it, just like a foaming spray. Let it sit, wipe it down, do it again, rinse and repeat that like 3-4 times.
But
Just because of the amount of age and grime that's on here. But sometimes if you just paint it over, you get fun chipping and things like that, which is what we want, so.
I'm not afraid. Best practice is to make sure that it's smooth and all that kind of stuff, but I don't care if the underneath is like irregular.
If you're one of the people that commented on our last video that you're a bed maker, you probably want to scrub it about 8 or 9 times.
Hey, sometimes bed makers like chippy, crusty paint. They're not all super
I'm just teasing. There were a lot. All the bed makers chimed in, and I feel like the people that don't make their bed were like, yeah, I'm not going to comment.
Here's the thing about not making my bed, right? Like, I have the coziest, fluffiest bedding, and I think it looks good even when it's not made. If you have really fancy bedding, it does look bad, but if it's cozy and white and fluffy, it just, when it's unmade, it says, hey, come take a nap. All right, I need the screwdriver. Just let me unscrew.
Okay. Well, I thought you would have swapped over here.
I know,
was
because
waiting
I
for you
need to
come
paint
over
this
here.
side, so I'm going to move over there before I'm done with the side. Okay, maybe you're right.
Okay, you ready to swap?
Yes, I am. Let me just finish. I'll just do this side. I'll move out of your way this way.
So a lot of what's on here is actual paint, like just paint and things that from who knows what.
Mariah says she's a bed maker. You know what's funny though? Some people make their bed, but then they have like piles of crap everywhere. But like making their bed makes them feel like they've done like
They can get their day started.
Like they can get their day started. And I can't stand piles. Like I don't care what you do.
We've got a
with
few
it.
of them now, so are you getting
Yeah,
a
it's
Twitch?
making me insane. I don't care what you do with the pile. Like you can shove it in a closet, under your bed, wherever, but I don't like stuff on countertops, stacked up places.
I'm a stacker.
Yeah, so it's like the bane of my existence currently because we just moved. So I'm trying to be like Jesus and be patient and kind about the piles, but inside it does make me crazy. Mostly just because it's not really designed to have piles. I'm not worried about cleanliness as much as like I like a good design.
This one was on tighter than the other one.
Oh, is that why I couldn't get it off? Because I was feeling pretty weak sauce.
So at $100 for this hutch, even if I were to build this out of pine, I always like to figure out what I could build it with like modern materials. And this is probably redwood, I think. It's still pine, but I think it's like a redwood. I would have probably been about $400 in lumber right now, the way lumber is priced, just to build this. And then I would have had to assemble it and router it, and you know, it would have been a thing. So like to find it for $100 is a steal. That's the beauty of old furniture. People are just getting rid of it. They're just trying to get something new or get it out of their house because they don't like it anymore.
This particular woman loved it but didn't have space.
Or it might have like some quirks like a janky drawer or like a broken window or whatever, but you know, a little bit of work.
Or rat poop.
Couple hours of work and it'll be awesome and look brand new again. Well, it'll look newish.
We're gonna make it look old again.
We're gonna leave the chippy on there.
Oh, and I'm losing.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to wiping
I
out.
thought it was my bra, it's my apron. Like something's falling off my shoulder.
But you can already see the difference just with one coat of paint from one door to the other one. How much better that already
There's
looks.
no more rat poop in it anymore.
Oh no, yeah. That
That
got.
could make you sick, so you got to clean that stuff up.
Yeah, there was a mouse or something that lived in the back end of this for a while because when we got it, it was like in a storehouse and it probably lived in a garage or a barn or something before that, and who knows how old that was. But anyway, that's been eradicated.
It's been eradicated?
Yeah.
You're funny. Whoa! Did that hit you?
No, missed
Oh.
me. I didn't
was a near
realize
miss.
it wasn't the one that was on the spring.
It's what we call in wrestling a near fall.
Huh.
When you almost get pinned,
Those
but
are
not
worth
quite.
3 points.
Yeah, those are worth 3 points. They're worth a lot of points. But a pin ends the game, so we don't want to end the game. I would have loved to find something like this and put it in my butler's pantry, but alas, it did not happen.
Maybe later.
I'm not ripping out the cabinets that we have. So.
Well, we put beadboard on the sides of those. You guys
Sam
haven't.
says the top is giving her hives because it's so gross.
It's literally dust. Like it'd be like wiping off the top of your fan.
Yeah, you gotta deal. You know, you'd be surprised how grody your house is. I don't want to say. I don't know Sandy's house, but if you have carpet, this should not scare you. If you've ever ripped out carpet, you know what I'm talking about. It's why this house has 0 carpet. When we ripped up the carpet here, it was an experience. Let's just go with that.
All right, I'm gonna go rinse this out because it's mostly dust now.
And the funny thing is, like the bottom is like somebody spray painted it, but then like ran out of paint and then gave up because it wasn't quite done. I dropped this on my toe, and my toe kind of hurts now. I would have loved it if this house had cabinetry like this in it when I found this house.
We had a couple cabinets, but they weren't.
They were
this
not
cool.
this old. They were like 1960s at gross. Nothing to write home about. All the original charm had been removed. They had like 1995 oak cabinets. All right. Sally said, I tried to do away with not so old carpet. I got shut down. Ivy said I shampoo my carpet every other month because I start thinking what's there. The thing is, you can't shampoo, like, it's the pad and what's underneath the pad. I'm not saying everybody should have hardwood floors, I'm just saying, you know, it is what it is. I'm gonna try not to lose all the hardware, but these drawers, normally I paint drawers in, but these drawers overlap the edge.
Yeah, they overlap a little bit.
So I gotta paint them out. And I know somebody asked if this is going to get another color over the top. It is not, because my closet is very, very white. We have whitewashed floors, white shiplap, white beadboard. We will have white shelving and built-in, so I needed some color, but this is like a great calming neutral color, and this is a very popular color you would have probably seen back in the day. So.
Jennifer Hatt, thanks. Yeah, the transformation on the house from where it was when we started to where it is now is pretty drastic.
It doesn't even remotely.
We changed everything about it.
I'm going to move these away. So
Except for the front porch, but after further investigation, the front porch pillars are not straight. I think they built them like that just because that's how they fit, but
they're craftsmen, but they're not very good craftsmen.
they're not straight, so we're going to get rid of those this spring and probably side the rest of the house to match the new part of the house. And then we'll have that big front porch with the beadboard ceiling and some corbels on it instead of the big pillars.
Yeah, if the rest of the house was craftsman style, then I would be like, okay, we need to save it, but it's really not. I don't really actually know what this house was. You know, they probably just did whatever they liked. Same like me.
Yeah. Well, and they changed. It's 100 years old, so it probably overwent a few like small remodels and things too.
Well, they covered the wood floor with carpet, and then they put linoleum on it. Then they got rid of the fireplace because back in the day when electricity came, to have a fireplace made you look poor because you couldn't afford electricity. So they like completely covered over the fireplace. And then at some point they added a stove. So then they put a hole through the fireplace for their potbelly stove. Then they just plastered over the whole thing. Which we found it, but our fireplace is not functional because they cemented it in. And I think if we had tried to take the cement out, we would have lost all that original.
That whole wall might have fallen over.
Yeah, we don't know. Is that a piece of cake?
There's a good chance. There's a lot. I don't know. I gave your dad a scraper the other day. I think I'm going to go try to find it because there's some stickers on the side of this.
Yeah.
Back before there was an 801 area code in Utah.
Yeah, back when you
with the
just
phone
dialed
numbers
the
on
phone
it.
Oh, Julie says they decorate like Grandma Rose. Hey, my mom's got good stuff. My mom, it's funny because when I was growing up, she's like, I don't like that old stuff. I had it when I was growing up and I don't want it again. But slowly I'm converting her to it. Like old stuff, I'm making old stuff cool again. But, she did not save like a bunch of old antiques and family heirlooms. I do have my grandma's dishes that I'm hoping are still in one piece that I've had in a box that I'm going to put in my buffet here in the kitchen. I'm super excited about that.
All right, I'm going to start painting that white on the inside.
Oh, and you have that blanket in the trailer that was my Aunt Willie's.
Oh.
I need that.
It's covered up with the other blankets. It's
yeah,
fine.
he used it to move. I was like, I know it looks tattered, but it's special to me. It's a special kind of tattered.
Okay, I'm going to start painting that top on the inside. I think that's painted enough.
Okay.
Or white enough. You said you wanted a beadboard, right?
Yeah. Queen Bee says, my sister bought a house that the people put wallpaper on the ceiling. I guess they changed their minds and painted over. Why would you wallpaper the ceiling? You know, I've actually seen some really cool wallpapered ceilings, if it's done right. But now they make that awesome vinyl wallpaper that's easy to put on, easy to take off, so there's no reason to use traditional wallpaper. We're actually putting one wall of wallpaper in the girls' room. It's the only place in the house without shiplap. And we're going to be doing that, I think, in the next week. Eliza's we got to do first because we can't bring in her bed till we wallpaper because her bed is large and heavy. So I'm going to wallpaper the wall before I bring it in. Let's see. I'm just seeing if there's any questions.
Okay, I'm gonna bring you up top so you can kind of see the transformation of the white paint on the back.
Okay, so Anna says, I ran out of tarnished pearl. Can I add another color to white swan or beadboard to make it close? White swan, maybe with a little brown or yellow. I mean, it's not a super yellow cream tarnished pearl is, so
It's more of a gray.
yeah. So start with white swan because it's warm and maybe add a little brown to it or gray and see where you get. I've never tried to make it, so I don't know. If you're gonna try to get an exact match, it's never gonna happen.
Tarnished pearl is hard because it's like a grayish white with slightly brown undertones when you get it on there, like almost like a cream, but not.
Yeah, like a lot of people think you can like mix stuff and get an exact match. It's just like, it's nearly impossible. I don't know how to do it, I guess. There's probably people that can. I'm just not one of them. So I have some, I think there were drips on the finish underneath.
Oh, I'm sure this thing's been painted a few times, so there's probably drips from previous paint jobs.
If you want something to look really old, let your paint drip a little. Because I'm a firm believer that back in the day, they must have had really thin paint, which milk paint is an old style paint.
Horsehair brushes.
Horsehair brushes, and they just didn't care. They painted over everything. I have been ripping off like outdoor wires on the outside of this house that they just painted over for years and years. Why move it? Just paint it over the top. It's the old-fashioned way.
So hopefully the hives are calming down now that I'm getting some white on this.
I gotta paint the part that was hidden. Some kid carved a V and a 1 and a 1. So maybe they wanted to put the number 7 on there. I don't know. I'm saying kid. I mean, I don't know who does it, but I feel like kids are the ones who do those kinds of things. I'm like, that would look better if I carved my name in it.
I may have to get a stool to reach the top of this.
There is a step stool. Tony's step stool is by the stairs.
Oh.
If you want the apothecary one, that's all the way in our closet.
So right now I'm doing the slap the paint on, smooth it out once I get the first coat on there.
That's a good method.
That's the method right here.
They can't see me, I'm down here.
Yeah,
Right.
you're painting a drawer. I'm showing them this right now.
That bag looks a lot better. So he's using DIY and beadboard.
Yeah.
Which is like the color du jour.
That's the color that all of the rest of the house, like the accents and
Cabinets.
things, the cabinets are all painted in DIY beadboard.
It's like a very bright white because it has blue in it. And our walls are painted pure white, so it works well. We used to use white swan a lot because we wanted a warm white, but we switched it up. Did you find that scraper? Because I'm going to move up top.
Oh, let me go. Hang on just a sec. I'll go see if your dad knows
All
where
right,
it is.
well, they can't see me.
Oh.
Hi, guys. I'll just poke it down so I can see what I'm doing. Well, I try not to drip milk paint everywhere. Hold on, guys. I gotta tie my apron because it's dragging the ground. I love that Zeb put these shelves right where I got it. Hey, I can use them as a little stool over here. It's like paper. Yeah, the trim stops right here. So if there was trim over here, at some point maybe they made it a built-in and cut it off. I don't know. But I think this is just
It was probably just where it poked out of the wall and they just trimmed it out.
Yeah, well, there's a little line of paint here, so at some point they painted it while it was built-in.
That's gonna need a little extra like lemon oil and stuff on that tape.
I'm just painting over it.
Well,
Oh, on that.
Yeah.
I was like, the sides, nobody's really ever gonna see.
I don't remember why I went to go grab that now.
Yeah, because there is.
Oh, you
some
were gonna take
stickers.
those stickers off over there on the side?
Yeah.
Here, let me show you what we're talking about on the side here.
Well, it lived in a garage, so somebody decided to put a sticker on it.
So we've got, this is what I was telling you about. the Max Fillmore Company. I don't know what that is or if it's even around anymore, but they wrote the number in. No area code, just the number.
There's a nail on the other side that needs to come off too.
Okay.
It's the kind that, it's like a threaded nail. It's like got barbs on it. Where's that scraper?
It's right there.
Oh, I should just go ahead. That's not coming out.
The sticker would be cool to leave on if I was going to leave this in the garage or something, but in our room it's just going to be painted over.
Alright, I'm gonna have to get the rest of it wet. It's not gonna scrape off.
Here, let me see. Let me see.
You'll be the judge of that?
I don't know if you're angling it properly. Oh, it's got a divot in the wood is why you can't, it's like skating over the top.
Where's that little scrubby?
It's okay, I'm getting it.
Your son did not do the dishes.
No, Redrick, he played some video games this morning and took off to school and left the dishes. So I told Mom, I'm like, you should leave them, but I don't think she will. She won't leave them till he gets back home. She can't look at them.
If you want to get real crazy, there's some right there I just painted over.
They're so old, they're powdering off.
It's fine, I got water now.
Hang on, I'm getting it. I'm winning.
Are you?
Yes. All right.
You have it now.
Not yet.
How about now?
I'm almost there. How are the comments going? Are there any?
Somebody just said, thanks, Teresa. Do you just love being able to wake up each morning and work together? Yes.
Yeah, we're back at that again, which is great.
Yep.
When we were doing the farmhouse, we had to conquer and divide a lot of things, but
Now we get to ride
or
in the
divide
same
and
car.
conquer, however you say that.
I feel like we work better together when we spend more time together. When we spend time apart, we're like, what did you do all day? I don't know what you did, but now we know because we're together. And we worked a lot at Farmhouse together, but I had to go to the shop a lot and take care of stuff. It's nice to have his help on things that I didn't have before. Where's that scraper? I was gonna scrape this tape off that I did not get earlier.
I'm gonna go back to painting over here.
Actually, milk painting and got it moist, and now it's coming right off. See, that was my plan all along.
Sandy, you're right. It's the principle at this point on those stickers. You just got to get them off.
See, I milk painted over these ones. They came right off. Done. I don't know where to put this now. It's got milk. It's got wet milk paint.
So Janine wants to know what wax color you're going to do on this.
Oh, I probably won't wax it. I'll probably get it painted and lose interest.
Fun fact, Jami leaves a lot of the milk painted pieces, she doesn't seal them when they're our own. When we're selling them, we seal every single piece, but.
If I was gonna seal it, it'd probably just be like DIY clear wax or beeswax. Like our nightstands, I use dark and decrepit on the top, and that has a built-in top coat. And I'm not really worried about it, but the base is milk paint. I probably won't paint over it. And this has a little bond in it, and I feel like when you put extra bond in your paint, it gives it a little bit of a sheen. Like it's harder to wet distress once you've added bond. I don't know that that's actually true, but that's what I'm going with. This has. And with the whites, I love a chippy white paint, but when I want to cover and I don't want to worry about having to do a bunch of layers, I like DIY because it's thicker. So. Just personal preference.
Janine wanted to see white wax on it.
Oh, well, maybe someday. Today's not that day. Because this would be a heck of a piece to white wax. And I'm currently in the middle of black waxing all my doors, which is a huge task on my hands. And I have to be careful how much I do to my hands.
So 144 Decor wants to know the difference in all the DIY whites.
All right,
Here we
White
go.
Swan is a warm white. Beadboard is a blue white, at least in my opinion. People beg to differ. Vintage white is a gray white. Crinoline is a yellowish cream. Tarnished pearl.
Vintage linen, you mean? You
No,
said
crinoline is a yellow. What did I say?
You
Vintage
said
linen?
vintage white.
Oh, sorry. Vintage linen is a gray white. Tarnished pearl is like a brownish cream. And then crinoline is a yellow cream. Did I miss any whites?
I think you got them all.
There you go. There you have it. I think, don't we have a video on all the DIY whites? But that might have been before tarnished pearl was made.
Yeah.
So, haven't used tarnished pearl in a while. You know, I get kind of stuck on a white and I just stick with it for a while. And like right now, beadboard's my jam. So, I just like beadboard isn't like a true white. I would say White Swan probably is more, but beadboard in the right light really looks very white because blue makes
Carrie
white.
Crooks, what are you going to do with the counterpart of it? This counterpart here,
Paint it.
we'll probably just paint that the rest the same. I mean, you could probably sand that and restain it or leave it natural, but it's pretty hammered, so we're just going to paint it.
It's all getting painted.
I assume that's what you're talking about is this front lip here.
You can only paint up so high and then I'm gonna need a step stool or zip. How are you doing on painting the inside there?
It's interesting with all these little slats.
Yeah, I didn't want to, so that's why I was like, you could do it. If I was like in the garage and it was a warm summer day, what I would have done is I would have sprayed the inside with DIY beadboard and then I would have brushed the outside or used our sprayer to spray the outside with milk paint. We have a critter sprayer and you can spray milk paint in that. But we're not outside, so brushing it is. And the nice thing about DIY paint and the milk paint is it's all natural, so you can do it inside without worrying about dying of fumes. I forgot how stinky regular paint was until I painted the walls and I was like, ooh. Yeah, all of my interior doors are getting painted in DIY little black dress and then black waxed, and they look really good. All right, maybe if I stand on these shelves, I can reach the top of this.
Sorry, I was reading comments. Lots of White Swan in Carolyn's house and Deb's too.
Oops. Sorry. Oh! I was not trying to do that. Sorry. Sorry. Can you flip that up?
Yeah.
That's why Zed's,
Don't touch the phone, touch the handle on the back.
I know. That's why you don't let me touch the phone. Zed's laughing, but if we were not on camera, he'd be like, what are you doing? Just so you know. That ha-ha is his...
You just dropped a $1,300 phone on the floor.
That ha-ha is like, I'm being nice. But yes, I did. But it's got a good case, because Caitlin made sure it had a good case.
Yeah.
What do we got comments there?
Oh, they're talking about the phone drop.
Sorry, guys. I need to eat breakfast. I'm kind of shaky. I was going to eat breakfast, and then I went to the shop and started talking to Jean and Christy, and that just went from there. I'm trying to paint slow.
Roxanne, that is a long answer to that question. The difference between spraying DIY paint and milk paint. We have entire videos dedicated to just those on both. If you go to our channel, look up Jami Ray Vintage, you can find the playlists on the channel. One is spraying paint, and it's got 7 or 8 videos just dedicated to only spraying and setting up your sprayer and the different parts of the sprayer. So I would recommend starting there. And they're great kind of starter tutorial videos, tells you how to set up your air compressor, all those things. So
Definitely, if you're going to be spraying milk paint, you've got to use an immersion blender because you can't have chunks. And the main difference is milk paint sticks to metal like crazy, so you cannot use a traditional sprayer because it'll just get clogged, which is why we use the critter. And I think we link the critter in every video.
yeah, the critter's linked down below in this description of this video.
Right.
And the HVLP sprayer too for the milk paint, or the, not the
You're doing
milk
a really
paint,
great job, Seth.
the DIY paint.
I'm not really sure that a quart is going to do this whole piece, but I'm going to try.
Yeah, we might revisit some of those videos and redo them since we've gotten better at making videos, and some of those old videos they're a little rough, but they have tons of good information in them, and I've got them sorted into nice playlists for you. I mean, we've got like paint blending with a brush and painting furniture with a brush and getting rid of brush strokes with a brush the best you can, you know, tips and tricks on that. So there's all kinds of stuff in those older videos like that.
And you can see the many hairstyles and glass choices. I used to wear glasses, so you can see me in big glasses or different hairstyles. So, see what Zeb and I have looked like over the years.
Nettie, this will match the nightstands. It's a little more green, whereas the nightstands are on the bluish side of the green. Like this is more of a yellow, kind of like a sage green when it dries.
It's like a very light olive green. That's why it's called olive.
There you go, olive green. So I can, on my tiptoes, I can reach the top of the hutch. Janet says you've improved with time.
Improved with time. Well, I mean, when we first started, it was like touch and go. So
when we first started, it was like I haven't showered for 8 days, and this
well,
is the video we're doing today.
That hasn't changed. With the farmhouse, it kind of went back to that. But like, I used different beauty products, different makeup. Stuff I would have done before, but I didn't have time or money for it. So it's kind of a nice change. Zeb got new teeth.
Yeah.
People are always like, as your channel grows, you change. And I'm like, yeah, these are all the things I always would have done. Oops, I got paint on the floor. I'm gonna have to wipe that off. One of the things that people would ask us about our white floors all the time, if I had it to do over, I would have waited and not painted them until we were further done with construction, because they are hammered.
So the height on this hutch is pretty close to 8 feet. It's a little under that. If I reach up flat on my feet, my fingers extend about 3-4 inches above the top.
But is it weird that I kind of like them now that they look like they've been here for 20 years because we did construction with them? Dad, we're live, but you can come on in. I'm just letting you know.
Breakfast calls at 9. I keep trying to tell him that, but he likes to get up around 10.
What?
We're live.
What?
You said what? We're live. That's what I'm saying.
We're on a video.
I think so. I think he heard us. I think he just likes to say what.
Yeah.
My dad.
You can come say hi if you want. It's been a while since you come and said hi. You got a new haircut.
Yep, my friend Mel came over and cut his hair. Yeah, so his head looks smaller. I don't know if they can see.
I don't know if they can see over there. The camera's
closer.
way over here.
If you can't see yourself in the camera.
I don't even know what we're showing them right now. We're just kind of showing them the top of the hutch.
There's a piece of. Where's that?
Here we go. Sorry guys, bad camera angle for a hot minute there. There.
Can I fix my cereal?
If you're quiet about it, go right on ahead.
There's not going to be any quiet about that. We only have about 10 more minutes, Dad.
10 minutes, and then you can just get in here and do what you need.
Okay. Hi, everybody.
He says hi. All
I
right,
was
so
one of the people that brought Jami into this world.
Well, you were involved at least a little bit.
They can cut that out.
You can't cut
it's
that
live.
out.
I
It's
can't cut
live.
it out.
Oh,
I told you, we're live.
okay.
We're live, Dad. Live.
I got it.
Everybody's saying hi.
My parents live with us, in case anybody doesn't know that.
All right, so you can kind of see here. Let me open this up so you can see the difference between the two panels that I've got painted there. And this will get a second coat. You can see it's a little bit streaky. 2 reasons. My brush was wet when I started because I just cleaned it. And so it was a little thin for the first couple swipes, but also this dark green that's underneath is probably going to take 2 coats to cover with white.
Well, you're going to let it dry, and I guarantee you, you're going to need some salvation solution.
We'll see.
All right, I'm gonna paint this frame.
I'm holding out hope that I'm just gonna cover it with like clothes and stuff on the shelves and you won't see it.
Okay, I'm gonna swap you though, because I want to paint this so they can see what it looks like with the white and then the...
Okay, let me get this part
olive.
smoothed out then real fast that I was working on.
It's a royal pain in the derriere to paint the inside of Hutch's. So if you
Yeah.
have somebody that's tall and loves you, then yeah.
All right, paint the front of that. I'll work on this cabinet over here.
This is like the cabinet of many colors. Like these doors are one color, that is another color.
Some of them are like a natural wood. Some of them are painted with like this weird creamy yellow color that's like almost a brown.
I don't know what actually happened to it, but. And the reason why we left a lot of the original paint is because I want like the chippy layers and stuff to still be on there. Also, I have zero clue like what it was made out of, so we'll probably just wet distress it instead of sandpaper distress it, and then seal it and be done with it. You never know when something's been in a garage what kind of situation is going to happen when you start sanding it.
So to give you an idea of how much paint I've used to paint most of the inside of that, I probably used an eighth of this beadboard here. So I would probably be able to get 2 coats on the entire inside of this hutch, which doesn't seem like much, but this is the size of like a regular hutch, just the top part of this.
I'm about halfway through the quart, so I should be able to do the entire outside of this with a quart of paint. If it was white, it would need, I would just start with a gallon. But the colored paint that has more pigment goes a little bit further. We have a nail over here, Jeff.
Okay.
That's okay. I'll just paint around it and then we'll pull it out later. I know you guys are probably surprised I didn't paint the hardware, but I really want to soak it and let the original hardware show because I think it's fun. All right, I can't
Yeah, a
really
lot of
paint
times
more.
we did paint the hinges. A lot of times
But
we
I
just
think
paint over stuff like
But
that.
this gives you an idea of what this is going to look like. So it'll all be this color green on the outside, and then we'll wet distress it, and then the inside is going to be white. And then this is going to provide some really great storage for us in our master closet. And for $100, we couldn't even touch the wood. Plus, to build the construction the way this is made, like no way. That would have taken a couple of weeks of Zev's time and some of his like sanity with it too. So it was a really good deal. If you guys are building a new house or looking to redo your master closet, sometimes you have to think outside of like the pre-built Lowe's situation, and you can find pieces like this for not a lot of money and then build around it. It gives you a great place to start, and it's a unique piece that if I have to do a conference call in the closet, this will be my background.
So we were discussing that. She posted a picture of me teaching my youth Sunday school class on Sunday in the closet. But then I found her later in the closet making a phone call about the brushes that we were wanting to try to get set up. And I'm like, that's a pretty good little office, isn't it?
I told
Because the
my son-
clothes like dampen the sound and things. It's got like good sound in there. It's not echoey.
It's been until the kids figure it out and they can find you.
Yeah, but she's like, I may need a little desk just over here in the corner.
You're gonna get paint on your pants. I think.
Nah, it's already happened.
These are your not paint pants. All
That's
right,
all right.
so I
They
think
were
we've
due
been
to-
on here like an hour.
Nah,
Well-
15 minutes. We got like 7 more minutes.
Oh, okay. I'll try to.
You're getting ready to wrap it up.
Well, I can only reach so far. I'll do this side. This side kind of got chipped
We
up.
were a little late, so
I forgot that we were late. I remember we got a text from Mariah. Are you guys gonna be on time?
we usually are for this video, but when Jamie goes to the shop in the morning and the gals are there, it's all bets are off.
Well, I had to drop off a new like farm table that we bought that you guys will get to see tomorrow. If you tune in tomorrow at 4 o'clock, we have our Stay at Home Shopping Network, which is gonna be a shop tour. We've done a little bit of a reset since we removed the holiday. Oops, there's tape on there. I gotta
Is
get
it a
that off.
spring reset?
It's a spring Valentine's reset, and I have a new primitive table that I bought for $25 when I bought this, and you guys get to see that. And it's not for sale. I put a tag on it. He's like, I'm putting a tag on that.
It's always going to be a display.
Well, until I don't want it to be a display. I'm not ready to sell it, okay? Sometimes you're just not. Ready? Oh, where's that tape?
Everything's for sale. If someone came and offered me the right price for this house, I'd move tomorrow.
Do not come offer the right price.
The right price is high.
Millions of dollars. Where did I paint over the tape?
Maybe.
I don't know where it went to now. I don't know. I guess I'll find it later. Or I won't. Swear I. Oh. Up here there was a piece of tape, but it was like removed already. It just had the dust line around it. So if your milk paint doesn't chip the way you want it to, if you wet distress, you can reactivate it and it will get chippy. So be very careful when you wet distress your milk paint, because you could get more chippy than you bargained for. Anytime you get milk paint wet, whether with a liquid top coat or water, you risk activating it. So I want to let people know that.
Shh.
We're live, Odelia. We can hear you on camera. So shh, don't talk. Thanks. Sorry.
Odelia has Wednesdays off from school, and she's behind on a couple of things, so she should be working on the computer, but she failed to get up and get logged in this morning. Oh,
She's not failing anything, but cheer requires a higher GPA than all the other sports, so she's got to pull things up. I don't think I can reach much higher. Maybe we'll just leave the nail on here and I'll hang something from it.
Is it that one big nail that's on the side?
Yeah.
I can pull it out.
I'm worried that when you guys move it, you're gonna like scrape something with it or take out some shiplap like you did when you hung the curtains. Anyways, what I was
Take out shiplap.
I totally spaced it. So
Oh,
tomorrow's
you mean when I like made that big long smear of whatever on
black. Anyways, tomorrow for the Stay at Home Shopping Network, we're gonna be in the shop showing you some stuff. We have a bunch of new stuff that came in. We've got some fun stuff that I think will make great Valentine's Day gifts. So you can hint to your significant other, and we'll show you the reset. So if you guys have booths and you want some inspiration for spring and Valentine's Day, it'll be good to watch. Or if you just want to watch and shop. I can't believe I missed this space right here the whole time. It's probably giving people an eye twitch. Well, they couldn't see it. They didn't know. There we go.
I'll stand back and we'll give you a pan of this, what we have so far before we take off. It's too big for us to complete right now in the video. There was too much scrubbing and sticker scraping that needed done. But if you guys want to see it.
I'm painting slow as not to fling paint everywhere.
Yeah, that's also a good thing, because that makes more work later.
Yeah.
But if you want to see it, we'll put it in community when we're finished, and we'll probably, I don't know if we'll get it up in the room tonight. It depends on if Harrington comes into town or not. He works nights at Amazon right now, so.
I think, well, not till Thursday. I think next week we'll probably do like a closet video. I think Friday is going to be one of the girls' rooms. And then next week we'll do the closet, so we'll film that in there.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if there's any questions.
But you can see it on Instagram and on the Facebook, all those places. We'll put it on community here in YouTube so you can see the finished product. I guess we could do a two-parter video on it, right?
Violet, it came with shelves. We pulled them out to paint it. So we will paint them and put them back. This will probably hold like, not clothes, maybe, like probably those would be down on the bottom. But you know all the other random stuff you put in your closet? I don't know. We just always need storage for stuff. Shoes, bags, backpacks, Jedi robes, things like that.
Those are important.
You know, Mandalorian helmets.
I have that.
These are all Zeb's things. Old teddy bears, blankets. So
I have a very good friend that does a lot of like cosplay and props and 3D printing, and he's a great tailor. He sews a lot, and he sends me things for my birthday and Christmas and stuff. And I haven't had at the other place. I didn't really have anywhere to store them, but
now we have
I'm gonna start breaking them out.
We're doing a Star Wars themed basement, so eventually they're gonna go into the theater room. But for now, they can hang out in here. And Anna wants to know, is the Christmas tree only decorated 2/3 up when I hang the ornaments? My Christmas tree isn't this tall. I can reach the top, but I don't decorate the back. I decorate what you can see through the window and what's in the front. If you look around the back of my tree, it's bald as Zeb's head.
It's true.
It's a true story.
True story.
All right, guys, love you. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, I was gonna give him a pan.
Oh, okay, we'll give you a pan while he's doing that. You can pick up the paint at JamiRayVintage.com. We used O Olive and Extra Bond and then DIY's beadboard in the back. If you need a milk paint whisk, those are brand new. We just added those to the website, so you can check that out as well. And then if you're interested in clothing or home decor, that's on our home website, which is jrvhome.com. And we are going to have more of these aprons probably by next week. So I get asked that a lot, so I want to give you guys a heads up on that. Thanks for joining us. We love you. Be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Jami Ray Vintage for more.
DIY.
Bye, guys.